Hi, welcome to 7 Minutes to Business Success. And I'm Darlene Zebel, your host. And in this session, I'm going to talk about who should be on your legal team. Uh, as a small business owner, you're going to encounter various challenges on your way to growing to 7 and 8 figures. And it's important that you have the right legal advice when the time comes. I hope this helps you. I said, so you have the right legal advice when the time comes, because it will come. These are a variety of reasons why I needed attorneys on my way to 7 and 8 figures with my businesses. So what experience should your legal team represent for you? And it's never too early to start searching for the right professional attorneys to help you with these things. When you're first starting a business, you're going to need a general business advisor, legal advisor, maybe setting up a corporation, doing your state and federal filings, perhaps raising capital. You'll need somebody with Securities and Exchange Commission laws, legal experience. Maybe you're just doing a lease or a basic contract for something for rentals. Another area, I call it marketing. You're going to need attorneys for website law, especially if you're selling products or services through the website. You may need a policy statement. You may need to understand a variety of cross-country or international laws to make sure that you're not violating any laws that could affect you through your use of the website. Especially if you have email lists coming in, contact lists coming in from the website. In the United States, there are several laws that you have to abide by. I'm sure there are several laws that are in other countries that you have to abide by. So you're not submitting or sending emails to somebody that didn't authorize you to provide you with the information and use their email address. Another area is if you're marketing through social media. And if social media, you have some defamation, libel, slander, or anything going on in social media that may not even be part of marketing. For example, I had struggled with some disgruntled employees, and I struggled with competition who was using phony names on social media against my businesses. You have to hire a very professional law team to handle that. And the statute of limitations was very, very short on those laws. If you're doing direct mail or if you're doing telemarketing, you really have to know what all the marketing laws are around your activities so that you're not violating any laws that can come and harm you in the future that you may not even be aware of. Another area that I call, if I sort of carve out in my legal team, are people, anything to do with people, customer contracts, employee policies if you have employees, employee hiring processes, anything to do around employees, employee handbooks. I have other videos on that. Customer contracts, you need to perhaps, if you're doing formal business to business selling, if you're like I was a management consultant selling to the Fortune 1000, I had to respond to their requests for proposals and write proposals. I needed legal advice to make sure I wasn't violating any law, any even civil laws within this contract that could harm me in the future. So that gets back to vendor contracts. You could have short, small vendor contracts. It could be just online terms and conditions, which you may also need for your website if you're selling through your website. So if you're working with vendors to sell your product or service, if you're working directly with your customer, if you're working with drop shippers, all of these vendors you're going to need solid agreements with, so that in case any of them violate your contract, you have some grounds to protect yourself. Another big area is non-disclosure information. That is a huge agreement that you may need with vendors, with strategic alliances. You may need that with your employees. And another area that you really need to think about is what is the social media terms and conditions when you're selling to a customer. So a customer contract could be just clicking online terms and conditions for a sale, not just necessarily signing a contract, but you also should have some protection for social media, and they're violating social media. in their terms and conditions. And the same thing with employer and vendor contracts. You should also protect yourself on social media and how they can use your name on social media through these contracts. There's a whole host of areas here that I call new law with social media, and you really have to protect yourself as a small business owner. It's so important to have the right legal team. And some attorneys are not experienced in all areas of the law. I suggest that you try and get the best expertise that you can from a group of attorneys in each area of law. If you can afford to work with a major law firm, they may have all of these attorneys on staff. If you're working with a smaller law firm, they may not, and then they go out and search for co-counsel, or you have to search for co-counsel yourself. At one point, I think I had 5 different law firms that were working on some of my businesses. So it's very, very important that you protect yourself and get the right legal advice, and always look for the best expertise that you can. Thank you for joining me. Please submit some more questions for future videos. I read them all, and I'll put them in some type of lesson so that everyone can learn from them. I keep your information anonymous, so don't worry about that. I won't share that. So please go to my website, darlenezbell.com. I have a free assessment tool for you, and come back again soon. Thank you, and I'm wishing you all the best business luck in the world. Thank you now. Take care. Bye.